Nestling within the fabled greenery of the IIT Madras campus are the institute's landmarks and heritage buildings. To view these with an informed eye is to get a flavor of the history of IIT Madras and to imagine or recollect life on campus. The Heritage Center has put together this heritage and hostel tour of IIT Madras just for you. Come, let us click and view some structures of IIT Madras. Gajendra Circle is located at the hub of the IIT Madras campus. Roads from the academic, hostel and residential zones meet here. The two elephants you see have been standing here since the late 1960s. For the better part of a decade, there was also two human forms at Gajendra Circle. These forms represented the institute's students. Even earlier, for about 6 years, beginning in 1962, Gajendra Circle had 4 elephants, smaller elephants with upraised trunks. These mini jumbos emerged from the base of a robust lamppost, a pillar, if you will, that supported 4 lamps at the top. The central workshop of the institute has been training undergraduate engineering students since 1961. The workshop was one of the first buildings to be built on campus. In the 1960s and 1970s, a student spent alternate weeks at the workshop and in the classroom for the first 2 years of the B.Tech course. The fitting shop of the workshop is well remembered by thousands of IIT alumni for its challenging exercises. The central workshop of IIT Madras is reputed to be the largest non-commercial workshop in Asia. This building opposite the central workshop is officially known as the Mechanical Sciences Block. However, it is usually referred to as MSB. It was built in 1963 and it houses the office and some laboratories of the Mechanical Engineering Department as well as classrooms. The office of the Chemical Engineering Department is also located in MSB. Building Sciences Block, abbreviated in IIT Madras tradition to BSB, is where the Civil Engineering Department is located. The offices of the faculty members of this department are also in BSB. It is one of the first IIT Madras buildings. Until other structures came up, practically everything was housed in BSB. The director's office, the meeting room of the Senate, the library, the classrooms, laboratories, the administrative offices. In the 1970s and 1980s, the computer center was located in the first floor of BSB. ESB is another of the major academic buildings of IIT Madras that were constructed in the early 1960s. ESB is short for Electrical Sciences Block. It looks very similar in appearance externally to MSB, which is located close by. As the name suggests, ESB is where you can find most of the facilities of the Department of Electrical Engineering. Humanities and Sciences Block, referred to as HSB, was built in the 1960s. The name owes to the fact that at one time HSB housed the humanities, chemistry, physics and mathematics departments. In addition to the central lecture theatre, most of these departments still are in HSB. This building does not present the geometric outlines of MSB or ESB. It has an easygoing, sprawling attitude. A long corridor runs from one end of HSB to the other. You will find one of the most powerful electron microscopes in the world at HSB. The administration building was once referred to as Ad Block. The construction of this building was completed in 1968. Its 5 floors house the office of the director, the Senate room, and administrative offices of the institute. Since 2001, the Central Library has been housed in a 5-story structure. Before that, for more than 30 years, The library had previously been in a building opposite the Bose-Einstein guest house. That building is now occupied by the Department of Management Studies. Right in the beginning, the library had been in the Building Sciences block for a few years. Since 2001, the Central Library has been housed in a 5-story structure. Before that, for more than 30 years, the library had previously been in a building opposite the Bose-Einstein guest house. That building is now occupied by the Department of Management Studies. Right in the beginning, the library had been in the Building Sciences block for a few years. The open-air theatre of IIT Madras was inaugurated in 1962 at the first event to be held at OAT. Heinrich Lübke, the president of West Germany, laid the foundation stone of IIT Madras on the stage. OAT was the venue of the institute's convocations up to 1982. Most alumni and campus residents have very fond memories of OAT, where the film club screens movies every Saturday. Sabarmati Hostel is located close to the open-air theatre. It was constructed in 2014. Sharavati Hostel was the first of the new sets of hostels built after 2000. The construction of Sharavati was funded by a grant from Jayashree and Gururaj Deshpande, alumni of IITM. Sharavati has 450 rooms, including single, double and triple rooms. Close to Sabarmati are Sarayu and Sharavati hostels. Sarayu was constructed during 1968 and 1969. It was the first women's hostel on campus. Previous to the building of Sarayu, there were very few women students at IIT Madras, and these students did not have a hostel of their own. They had been accommodated in quarters on Bonn Avenue. Vindhya is one of the mega messes of IIT Madras, where students from multiple hostels had their meals. It was built in 2002. This is the mega mess at which the female students of IIT Madras dine. This building is located centrally on campus, next to Gajendra Circle. Like many buildings and facilities at IIT Madras, the Department of Management Studies has an abbreviated name, DOMS. The DOMS building was built in 1967. From then till 2000, it housed the Central Library of the Institute.